Yes, maybe men and women masturbate for different reasons, but deep down, the need and desire for intimacy, it's not going to be met through masturbation. So that the one thing that it comes out of a good place, it comes out of our sexuality, which is good, and God made that in His image, right? The thing with masturbation is that it's this attempt to fulfill this desire for intimacy. So we watch in that video that sex is so much more than just the joining of two parts, right? Or whatever parts, just the joining of whatever. It's more than that. It's more than the physical. So this desire for intimacy, this need, this longing to be loved and connected and known, it goes so much beyond the physical. So if God created sex to be between two people, and His plan was to be between two people, masturbation is taking relationship, the whole basis of intimacy in sex, is taking it out of the equation. So it's reducing God's plan for sex. It's totally taking intimacy, relational intimacy, out of the equation. And it's only about physical enjoyment and satisfaction. It's really only about, instead of bringing two people together, it's only about this physical release. So, yeah, we can say that it's a selfish thing, it's this physical act, but mainly it's just short-circuiting the process of the original design for sex. So it's like, might seem like a good substitute, these different moments. And the question that I would ask is, if you struggle with that desire, or that is something that you have struggled with, past, present, future, what's underneath it? A lot of times when I talk to people, there's so much more going on underneath it. Yeah, there is the physical, but it's also like, well, I was bored, or I was lonely, or I was alone, and I felt uncomfortable, and I don't like being alone. And there's so much more underneath it. So that's really the question, is, are we taking our own needs and desires into I don't want to say in our own hand. Are we taking our own needs, our own desires, and we're trying to meet those needs and desires and not allowing God to do it? Then we're short-circuiting the process of our relationship with God. Instead of saying, hey, I'm having these longings and desires and needs and wants, which is weird, right? I remember thinking of bringing, like, oh, my physical needs to, like, Jesus. And I think this painting of, like, oh, the holy, like, halo. And I'm like, this is so awkward. I'm not bringing this. This feels so weird. But it's not about just the physical. It's about what's underneath it. So masturbation is a poor substitute to what God has designed for sex. It totally removes relationship out of sex and sexual intimacy. So that is what we have to say about that. Okay, so